It was a long and winding road. My initial response to the question of how did I come into my career path was by accident. I'm Carrie Lenahan, and I am the Associate Development Director, and I've been with Kansas City Repertory Theater since March of 2006. That's a great question. As Associate Development Director, it's my job to help the people who are philanthropically driven to connect with things that are exciting to them and that matter to them inside our company and with our company. I help keep them informed, I keep them up to date on what we're doing. And I'm also on the lookout for people who may be theater adjacent. There are people who care deeply about Kansas City, and they know that supporting cultural organizations like ours and like the many that are in Kansas City helps to make our city a very healthy place to live. I challenged the universe and the universe responded. I initially started off as a theater major, myself in performance, and I had decided that was not how I was going to make my living. As much as I loved doing it, when my husband and I had moved to Kansas City, I was very lucky in getting the opportunity to work with our local community foundation. And in my time there, I learned a lot about philanthropy. I learned a lot about what motivated people to be philanthropic. Several people told me there is a position of grant writing at Kansas City Repertory Theater. You were a theater person, you know about philanthropy, why don't you apply? And at the time, I was very hesitant to get involved with the arts behind the scenes because I didn't really want to know how it came to be in that way. I don't think I wanted to be in the kitchen of my favorite restaurant, so to speak. And another person told me about the job, and I said, okay, universe, if someone from the rep calls me and calls me in, I will go talk to them. And the very next day, not kidding, and I didn't even say this to anybody, Erin Chasey, who was, I think she was essentially the Associate Development Director at the time, said, hey, Jane Chu gave us your name, and we wanted to talk with you about this grant writer position. So I was like, my favorite show, I'd have to say the number one show was Into the Woods, directed by Moises Kaufman in 2009. It was, to me, probably the most perfect show that I have ever seen. It was like the perfect blend of local, national, exquisite costumes, exquisite set. I know how much went into making that set and those costumes, and to then watch those performers embody the set and embody the costumes and really bring it to life for everybody. It was a gift, and I think it's one of the reasons I may still be here, because those are those types of moments that give me inspiration to do my job, because I want everybody to feel what I felt when I saw that show. I'm gonna cheat. Another favorite show, not a musical, was Brokeology by Nathan Lewis Jackson, who at the time that I had the great pleasure of seeing that show, watching that show be rehearsed, watching that show in production. Nathan was with us as the playwright in residence. So he was on hand to help Kyle Hatley, who was the director of that production. It was one of those shows that you wanted to see more than once. They were so very different. One was a very small family play, very realistic, and one was very large scale musical. And we did both of them so extraordinarily well. It makes me very proud to work here, and it makes me honored to work with all of the people who are able to make that happen. I really love the people, the wide range of people that I get to visit with. In the universe of our patrons, people who care about live theater and who care about its survival tend to be people who love people. I know that sounds extremely cliche, but they do. They genuinely care about the human condition, and they want to make sure that not just Kansas City, country, and this planet is well cared for and inhabited by people who take care of each other. But it's one of the things that I know makes this special, and I'm always trying to answer for myself, what is it about live theater that is special? Why does it matter? Why do we care? Why are there so many of us working so hard to create this thing? I asked a patron this question just this week, and he said it's because it's not passive. We may be in the theater watching a show, but it's not passive. It's not like I'm watching television. I have to pay attention and I have to be present. I'm involved. I come to see a show because I'm involved, and that makes me feel like I'm a part of the community. Yeah, that's really it.